Welcome to Ljubljana. Can you come to the stage and we will look at the video together?
The three levels of cycling infrastructure according to the Dutch, of course. The basic level is the infrastructure where only a few people dare to cycle. If it's unsafe for kids, can you even call it bike infrastructure? Slightly better are bike lanes where most people are able to cycle. There's more space and it's safer, but it's still not for everyone. Most bike lanes in Ljubljana are like that. A lot of shared space with pedestrians. And there's the third level, bike lanes that invite to cycle. With bike lanes like these, people will bike further and more often. You will see much of that in Amsterdam, Copenhagen, and one day where you live. Dare, able or invite to cycle. What is your city like?
So that was the Brook. Is that accurate?
Perfect.
Thank you very much. It's basically derived from the researching user experience on trains, correct?
Yes, and it's translated to bikes, but also to buses, metros, trams, so you can use it everywhere. I'm going to talk a bit more about that. But
the stage is yours, so welcome.
It's a great start. So, thank you for inviting me. I'm very happy to be here. It's the first time in Slovenia for me. And I saw already some familiar faces. I'm going to talk about behavior. Because I'm a researcher and I like to research. Give travelers what they want. That's actually the most important thing we all have to take care about. Because at the end of the day, it's the passenger, the traveler, who decides to travel or not to travel. I'm a researcher, and what I'm doing is looking at the customer, putting the customer first, his needs, his wants, his wishes, because at the end of the day, he decides to use it or not to use it. We have a train system. This is a train, but it has to be sustainable, the total trip, not only the train. We in the Netherlands are riding trains on wind energy, it's 100% sustainable, and 2/3, Niels already told, come by bike or foot to the train or from the train. But still there are people coming by car and by buses which are not electrified, so there is some more work to do to have a total chain which is sustainable. And then when people start moving, they have to invest in that movement. And the investment is not only in money. And you have to remember this very clearly, because people also have to invest time. And they have to invest effort. And effort, it is mental effort and physical effort. And the most scarce resource is not money, not always money, but is for most of the people time. When I ask you, we go all for a weekend to Paris, and it's not the budget which is a problem, but the agendas. So time is very scarce, even scarcer than money. And of course, there are people who have a little money, but sometimes you have more time. And when you have a lot of money, you buy a car and start using it. And they are interchangeable, those budgets. But it's very important to understand that you have to do 3 investments to travel. And for that investment, you get quality. And quality is in 5 stars, like a hotel with 1 star, which is a basic quality, and a 5-star hotel is a high quality. And that's the same thing with quality in layers or levels. The lowest layer is about safety and reliability. And safety and reliability are key when people make a decision to travel or to visit something. When people feel it is not safe or feel it's not reliable, they won't start traveling. It's a kick-out criterion. And it's all about perception. It doesn't matter if it is in reality very safe. When people think or feel it is not safe, they will not use it. When people think that they fall down on the road, when they can hit by a bus, when they think they can be robbed or the bike is stolen, then they won't use the station. And when they think the trains or buses are not on time and the information is not okay, they don't want to use it. It's all about trust, and trust is a very, very strong emotion. When people don't trust the system, they don't use it. So we first have to work about trust. The first layer, the first need or wish people have is speed. I already told time is the most scarce resource, so people want to travel as fast as possible from one place to another. They call it speed, that's the normal language people use, but actually they mean the travel time from door to door, and the faster you can go, the better it is. So higher frequencies, higher speeds of the trains or the other modes, putting in an escalator, sliding doors instead of stairs and normal doors. Everything you can win a minute or a second will help speeding up the system. Ease is about making as simple as possible. Actually, our passengers are saying, please don't make me think, make it stupid simple, one push of the button, and no hassle, no stress. That means good guidance, good information, personalized apps that you don't have to figure out which train to take, but that I don't have to think. That's very important. And overall, our transport systems can be much, much more simpler. We have to make it simple for them, not for ourselves. Then there's a third layer, comfort. Comfort is not about mental effort, but about physical effort. And you guess already, people also hate to put physical effort in a journey. People want to sit instead of standing. They want to eat something, want to drink something, sit in the sun, not in the rain. They hate bad noises, bad smells. They want a comfortable environment. And the last is the icing on the cake is experience. People want to experience a nice and pleasant trip. And there's a high correlation with time, with the experience of time. We are talking about quality time. When we're talking about speed, we are talking about the objective time, clock time, stopwatch time. When we're talking about experience, we're talking about the experience of time. And we all know time flies when we're having fun. So that's important to understand. Another thing you see, there are dissatisfiers. This is the core business of moving, of running trains, or running buses and trams and metros. This is about the core business, about moving, the timetables, information, and that kind of stuff. This is the boring part for customers. They got happy when they experienced some satisfiers, comfort and experience. That makes them feel welcome, feel appreciated, and want to travel more. There are two kinds of people. The must travelers who want to travel fast, like commuters on a daily basis, or students who want to travel every day, and they want to have a reliable system so they are on time and don't have to apologize every day that they are late. But there are also less travelers, and they travel once in a while for leisure trips, for shopping, visiting grandma, that kind of stuff. And they're not using it on a daily basis. And they are more interested in the top of the pyramid instead of the process being on time. And of course, they rarely travel, so they are more keen on the feelings of safety. Public transport is a service. It's not a product. A service is produced and consumed at the same time. And in a service, you not only have the product, which is made in a factory and then is going to the shop and the client can do whatever he wants with the product, but no, the product is made and consumed at the same time. That means it's like a theater. In the you have, of course, the process of making a product, of making the service. It's like a script, but you also have actors, which are the staff, and you have stage, which is the place. That can be the station, that can be the train, that can be the bus. And all those three are important to create a good service. And staff can sell tickets or check tickets, but can also make a joke and make a good talk with someone. And the stage what we find in research is always the most important. When you look at the scores, Niels told something about the scores. We have a scale in the Netherlands from 1 to 10. 1 is very bad and a 10 is very good. We see from all the studies we do that when you do a bad job on the trust level, you get low scores, 1 to 4, and people don't start using it again. It's a kick out. When you do a good job, which is very tiresome, you have to invest a lot of time, money, and effort to get a good reliable service, then you get scores of a 5 to a 7. A 7 when you do a good job, not more than a 7. I've never seen people applauding when the train runs in on time. So that's just the timetable. They expect that, and you just have to do that. That's a utility. But when you do funny things or make people happy, like shops on stations, and we have on several stations a piano, and I can tell you a piano has nothing to do with getting people faster from A to B, but people love the piano. And people can play very well on the piano. They sing along with guitars and whatever. So they love the piano. And you get high scores. You get scores from a 9 plus, 8 to 10. And we need to get more travelers scores from an 8 or higher. A 6 is, well, it used to be at school sufficient, but for passengers it is not sufficient. They start traveling less. So we need to get up to an 8 to get more travelers. And I've done thousands of research on stations, on trains, on metros, buses, cycles even. And what you see is that 50% of the overall score of a station or a train is made up by the base of the pyramid, but the other 50% is made up by the top of the pyramid. And the funny thing is that all the attention is going most of the time to the base of the pyramid. And that's the part where a lot of time, money, and effort is invested. The top of the pyramid, they're very cheap investments, like a piano. Piano doesn't cost a fortune. Or putting shops at the station. We can earn money with shops. So you can make money in the top of the pyramid, and you can make people happy, but we rarely pay attention to it. We can pay more attention to the top of the pyramid. And then another thing, how do people, knowing this, actually choose for one way or another? First of all, we have to know 95, and I think it's even 99% of our decisions are made at an unconscious level. Most decisions we make at a daily basis we are not even aware of. Even choices like, am I taking the car, the cycle, or the train? People are not really conscious about that. So that's important to understand. So people are just doing something on their good feeling, and actually the emotions take over what they decide. So behavior is defined, and that happens only when motivation, ability, and a trigger converge at the same moment. B is mat. Behavior happens when motivation, ability, trigger converge at the same moment. Let's look at motivation. You have low motivation or high motivation. And you have ability, things which are hard to do or easy to do. And then you have the curve. When you are here, then there are people are not motivated and it costs a lot of time and money. But when you do something here, then people are more motivated and it's easier to do. So here you can score and here not. For an example, a child in danger and the mother takes action. The mother is highly motivated to save the child, but it is hard to do and maybe she passes away herself. So that's, this is where heroes are. But another thing, scrolling on your mobile phone, it doesn't take a lot of energy, and you have to pay less attention, but it's very, very easy to do. This is where the couch potatoes are in space. So triggers fail here. You need a trigger, you need a change, like a switch. You need a circumstance that changes, that people get attention to. And when you put a trigger here, they fail. But when you do a trigger here, you might succeed. So you have to simplify the task. We have to motivate people more, and you have to increase motivation when people want things easy to do. So you have to go up, you have to go that way. And of course, sending a reminder is helping both. And I talked about must and lust people, and must people are already motivated to travel, and must, well, they travel on a daily basis. You can make it more easy for them. And the interesting thing in the Netherlands, but I think it's also here, I saw the figures from 30 and 40%, 30% commuters, 40% leisure. Lust travelers are always the biggest group. That are the unique people you can influence. This is where the money is. This is where the costs are. Okay, going to a wrap-up. Travelers choose always the path of the least resistance. And that means they have to invest not only money, but also time and effort. And when they are willing and the effort, time and money is lighter than the quality they receive, they want to travel. And they can choose between a train or a bus and a car. And when the quality compared to the investments of the train is better than for the car, they choose for the train. Otherwise, you choose for the car. It is as simple as that. And nowadays, after COVID, when it's too time-consuming, too costly, and too difficult to travel to work, I stay at home. I am not going to travel. That's the first and most important reason why people work from home after COVID. And you already said there are 3 levels, dare, able, and invite. And actually, it's all the same: control, appreciation, and freedom. People want to be in control. That's about trust. They have fear. They want to overcome that challenge. Appreciation, make it possible, make it fast and easy. That's about moving around. Then people feel appreciated, but also make it comfortable, and so people feel free. Actually, people talk about freedom of the car, but it is a geographical freedom. You can go whenever you want, whenever you like. But in the public transport, you have the freedom of doing what you want to do every time. So when you're in the public transport, you can do whatever you want. Look outside, take a nap, have a beer, have a chat with friends. And in the car, you can only, well, listen to music, but you have your eyes on the road, so you are handicapped in doing what you want with your time. Some examples to finish: reliability or safety, the guidelines, the safety lines. We have gates in the Netherlands, so only people who have a valid ticket can check in and check out. SOS poles or information poles, guards walking around. That all helps to give more trust to people to travel. Speeding up, of course, high speed, but also higher frequencies, and make sure that you have place that people can run through the station to catch a train, for example. Ease, personalized apps, clocks everywhere. It's a time-sensitive environment. And we have, for example, countdown minutes for the trains, and even a destination, a location where the train is on the platform, so people are aware where the train is and how long it takes, and they don't have to make calculations in their head. Is it about 5 minutes or 6 minutes or whatever? So make it stupid easy. And of course, staff, which is helpful and proactive, helping you. At the comfort level, escalators, but also rentable electric bikes, e-bikes, and waiting rooms where you can eat and drink something, which gives you comfort. At the top of the pyramid, the piano I mentioned, and of course, pay attention to the design, not only make it boring and gray. Actually, people hate gray, and a lot of stations are gray. Concrete, glass, and steel, and people don't like that. People love colors, so pay more attention to the design of trains, buses, and stations. So, it's all about emotions. Our decisions are made of emotions at a subconscious level. So make sure, first of all, the traveler is in control. Don't worry. Make sure the traveler is happy. Don't worry, be happy. So important that someone even made a song about it. So, environmental stimuli, we take in with our senses all the stimuli in the environment. They are key for influencing the environment. So it's the stimuli we take in, our body translates that into emotions, and then we make a subconscious decision what to do. So make sure the basic process, the dissatisfiers, at an acceptable level. At an acceptable level, they don't have to be perfect. No company in the world is running trains 100% on time. It's useless because it costs billions and billions to get to the level of 100%, and you never make it. But you have to do, when it's acceptable, have to invest further in the top of the pyramid, and it means a pleasant environment, good design, friendly staff, which is there, and helpful and proactive. And that's it for now.
How was your trip from the hotel to the conference on a scale on 1 to 10?
From the hotel to the conference this morning, it was a 9, I think, because it was a pleasant walk and it didn't rain. So that was better than yesterday.
Yesterday was raining.
No, there was rain, but I had to take 12 hours to come from the Netherlands to here due to all kind of delays, detours, and it was quite an adventure.
Luckily for you, you understand all that. A question?
Where would you suggest we in Slovenia start researching, measuring customer experience if we didn't do it up until now, or it was done really poorly? So you presented a lot of elements. But what should be, the first most basic step where to begin?
The first step I should do, if I were you, is you show the 3 what I call steering dimensions, like the theater, the script, the actors, and the stage. The actors, you already have them. You already pay them. We have a program in learning our actors, our staff, our conductors, to make a connection with our passengers, make a funny announcement in the train, make contact, make a compliment about a book someone is reading or a coat someone is wearing or whatever. Make the contact, and it's not only the person you talk to and you make a compliment or make the connection, but the other guys around hear that and see that, and they get a better feeling as well. So people feel themselves appreciated and more welcome. And when things go wrong, apologize and make sure that you are busy with all the team to repair the trouble. Make sure that people get into control again and make them happy. And that costs a lot of money. And of course, you have to pay attention to the basics to get it acceptable. But staff, you can use it right away. And it makes staff more happy than they're doing their job now. That's our
One
experience.
more question.
Yeah, it is basically not a question. My name is Miha Butar. I am the CEO of the Railway Passenger Transport. And I would like just a quick answer to the question you had. So basically now for many years we are evaluating customer satisfaction. So we are working with Bureau Veritas, with different agencies and everything. And from the points that we learn, we try then to, we try to educate our people how to be better, what to do better and everything. So this is in place, and we are trying to improve everything we are doing.
Thank you very much. Mark, thank you. Dank je wel.
You're welcome.
A round of applause maybe.